All right, folks, we are here with Lance. We are out here on the Williamson Creek Greenbelt. Lance, how long have you lived out here on the Greenbelt?
About 9 months, I guess.
9 months? All right, so we're out here on the Greenbelt. You know, as most of you folks know, I spend a lot of time out here on the Greenbelt with OG and Henry. Poor Henry ended up in jail, but spend a lot of time out here and gotten close to these folks. So, Lance, tell me, where are you from?
Amarillo, Texas.
Amarillo, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, how the heck did you end up all the way in Austin?
I had a friend down here, and he had a cancer or whatever. He got a hold of him a strange way. Kind of makes a person pessimistic at the system a little bit, and I stayed with him and walked him through all the way till he passed. I mean, I know he didn't want to be alone and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was kind of he's what people refer to as like a jerk or whatever. He's kind of antisocial and all that stuff, bad, kind of strong attitude, all that old stuff.
Right. So let me ask you this, from Amarillo down here, I know, you know, the stereotype with your homeless folks are, you know, riding railroad trains and such. Did you ever do that? Did you ever ride the rails?
No, but I've seen others do it.
Yeah?
In Amarillo, yeah.
I watch a guy on YouTube called Hobo Stobe. He's dead now because he got crushed jumping a freight train.
That's what I was scared to do.
But yeah, so let me ask you. You got a mom and dad?
Uh-huh.
Mom and dad, are they both still living?
Yes.
They are. Congratulations, that's a blessing. How about any kiddos? You got any kiddos?
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. What's their ages?
33.
33. Man, how's it feel to have a 33-year-old?
Old.
My dad says the same thing, and he's 68, and I'm 43. Cool, good. So let me ask you this: where'd you end up going to high school at?
No high school.
No high school.
I never stepped a foot in.
Yeah. Did you go through any grade school or anything?
Yeah, up to
like
8th grade.
Up to 8th grade. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, you're a very well-spoken fella for not having high school. You're doing an excellent job. So, I'll tell you what, in your words, why don't you just tell me and my audience just a little bit about yourself and your likes and your hobbies and things like how you go day to day, things that make you happy.
Well, day to day is naturally going to be the survival of the day. It seems like it's just about a daily thing, you know, the process you go through to get that. Either you know others that have come across something, whether it be they found it in the trash on the side of the road, whatever the deal is, and you either share that or you find your own stuff. And in today's age, people would be surprised how easy it is just to find something when you go looking hard enough, I guess.
Right. So out here on the Greenbelt, what do you do, you know, to occupy your time to you know?
Me and my buddy, he's wanting to, what do you call it, the air nub?
Yeah.
He has the vision of turning something like this in a place like, you know, into like an air nub. So he has to throw a little exotic twist on things, you know.
That's not a bad idea, yeah.
Like he has I guess you could say what would take the place of a sink, but it's a giant glass, freaking lens, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And he's made a shower and all this other little stuff, just out of regular stuff.
What strikes me, and like I said, I've been coming down to this Greenbelt almost a year now, and what strikes me at this Greenbelt is just how clean y'all keep it. You know, I go into camps all over the city, and they are trashed. Y'all keep this place immaculately clean. How do you do that? Is it an ongoing process?
Well, it takes a lot because you got to get past the thinking part of it. Mm-hmm. I say that to say this. You're cleaning up somebody else's mess. You don't know how long it's going to take for that to get messed up.
Yeah. And
all this other stuff. But also a good friend of mine over here, he has managed to rally everybody together with intent and purpose and plow through some of that, because it was pretty messed up out here at one point.
Yeah, I remember when I very first started coming down here, there were parts of it that was pretty dirty, and then I met OG back over there, and when I met him, he was down the trail over there just working his tail end off cleaning. Yeah, it was crazy. So tell me, I know you're living here on the Williamson Creek Greenbelt, but do you move around at all, or do you just stay here?
It's part of the Greenbelt too, across from Dinosaur Car Wash on Congress, where they're doing the construction. I lived there for like 5 years.
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this: comparing here to there, is it much better here, or
Well, it's yes and no. I guess it's got its plus and minuses.
plus and minuses?
You have better access here, I think, than where I was, but other people have better access to you as well. So
Right.
that's the off of it, I guess.
Yeah. So was it more violent over in that area?
I'd say that's a propensity for violence is just guesstimated at any point in time, because I know that whenever I'd go and come back in the mornings or whatever, or it was still dark, I got to go in with another mindset
Yeah.
than wherever I'm at that moment, because you don't know that somebody that's running from the law or whatever could be right there, and you don't know what they're going to do, or so you have to be ready to deal with something like that.
Speaking of daytime and nighttime, if you're out on the move, do you operate differently at night than you do during the day? I mean, are you more vigilant at nighttime?
Well, yeah, pretty much so, I guess.
Yeah.
Vigilant to not be noticed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're going to cut right here real quick. Go on. All right. So yeah, we were talking about moving around at nighttime, and I can understand how you wouldn't, want to be seen. Let me ask you: in this green belt seems fairly safe. I hardly ever see anybody down here other than the folks that live here. Do y'all have any issues with people stealing from you and stuff like that here?
Yeah, but what's odd about that is the only other it's from the same people that
Yeah.
Very seldom is there going to be a case of somebody randomly outside of what you'd call a community
Yeah.
that's doing anything. It's real far. It doesn't happen that much.
And I was just talking to OG about how, if let's say I came down here tonight and wanted to live here, how would that happen? And he kind of went through that. Do you have your own process of kind of assessing who's going to live here?
Well, I think we had agreed to a process. You want to know something about the person, obviously, and kind of get a feel for if you think they're just giving you a polished up story, or that's really how they're going to behave.
And you can pretty much read a person right off if they're being truthful or,
So for the most part, I think I form my own opinions about it.
So I'm going to kind of go off my questions here just for a second, because it seems like, and I've been covering the homeless situation here in Austin for quite some time, and it seems like your younger guys, your 25 and under folks, they seem more rowdy than your older fellas, people that are grown up and they just want to be left alone.
Well, yeah.
Do you see that too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they got different ideas about stuff.
Yeah.
When they're young, and the reasons for being out there, like they see somebody and they get the notion that being homeless is the only way to do what they do and get away with it, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
To be secluded enough that nobody knows what they're doing. But yeah, rowdiness is because they're not here for the same reasons,
So let me ask you, why is it that you're out here on the street? Is it just a lifestyle choice for you? Do you enjoy this lifestyle better than others, or?
I do, but that simply because it goes with a bunch of extra liberties or freedom, if you want to say.
100%, yeah.
I believe in the system to a certain point, and I sure believe it, at the very least, our Constitution, etc. But the world we live in today, that's not really how things are.
So you're living kind of outside that system in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
And not having to deal with all the riffraff that comes with it.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. So you don't strike me as a fella that's using any hard drugs, but do you use drugs at all?
I have.
Have you? Is it weed, meth, what?
Weed.
Ain't nothing wrong with weed. Yeah, it's just one of the questions that we ask, because I'm trying to get an idea of in the population here in Austin, what's the most prevalent drug. And I could ask you that. You must have a lot of friends around here. What is the biggest drug that you see folks using, in Austin?
I would say weed's a close second, but still amphetamines would be number one, I guess.
I was going to say amphetamines is the number one that I see. Let me ask you this, do you see a lot of issues with fentanyl?
I just hear about it. You know, I hear about a lot of stuff like that. I don't know, but they're like devastating type things. It's not.
Do y'all ever have dealers that come down in here trying to sell you anything?
No.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. So, let me ask you, if you had in one sentence, or if you had to sum up right now, what is the hardest part of your life today?
The hardest part today is wanting more, knowing how to get it, but not doing it, I guess.
Absolutely. All right. So how do you feel about being out here on the street? How does it make you feel personally?
That also changes from time to time in situation, but
kind of a roller coaster.
It's bothered me more than it has in the beginning, of course. As you get older and you think about what's coming up ahead of you, you know, and or what you're missing, you know, so.
Well, and along those lines, I mean, do you notice, is it violent in any of these camps? I mean, do you see a lot of fighting,
I don't see it. I know others, you know, like across the road there.
Yeah, over on the other side.
That's where they had all them, you know, murders. I don't know how many that was.
They had a lot over there. And that didn't spill into y'all's area, though, did it?
No.
That's good. Y'all are kind of secluded here. Not many people know that y'all are back here, and that's good. Keeps the riffraff out. So one of the things, I have a study going right now, learning about, trying to figure out about sexual assaults in the homeless community. I've interviewed several women that want to talk, but they don't want to talk, you know, because they have their men sitting real close. Do you ever hear of a big problem with that in the homeless community?
And when you say sexual assault, I mean, there's probably some forms that they ain't listed yet. I'm thinking about that. I mean, I know that women will deal with the extra pressure because of however the male picture, whatever, you know. So they don't, like, they're not. How to best say it? They're not on the same dating plan as the rest of the world, where you see somebody, meet somebody out random, which is the choice of the whole world, right? But now you've limited yourself. Now it's the choice of the women around your camps type thing, or whatever. And I would say that the assaults off the book type stuff would be the pressure, you know. It's not so much that they're pressured, you know, probably unnaturally.
So let me ask you, how do you survive day to day? How do you eat? Where do you get your food? Do people bring it to you?
No.
Do you have to boost it? I mean, how do you do it?
I'm terrified of shoplifting.
Yeah. I got caught one time, younger dude.
That's what it was. That's what did it.
Scared me straight.
Yep.
So I mean, how is it? How do you survive? Do you rely on handouts? Do you rely on people bringing food?
It varies day to day. It could be anywhere from scrapping to, like I said, you'd be surprised what you'd find.
Yeah.
If you know where to look and you know how to look.
Well,
I got associates of mine that can live extremely well out here off of just that, out of a trash can only.
Yeah.
And live well. I'm talking about money, the whole 9 yards.
Does he ever get sick eating out of the trash can?
No, you don't have to really get sick. I mean, his fine's in the trash type thing, you know?
Good deal. All right, I'm going to cut real quick. Okay, so let me ask you, with the homeless population here in Austin, do they have different turfs where they're, you know, you don't go into another
It's like
area?
unspoken. It's all an unspoken rule, and I think everybody thinks the same. I don't know how we all come to those conclusions, but you know that you don't want to go to somebody else's area, let's say that you call it feeding ground per se.
Right.
That would rile somebody from that area, you know, so you kind of want to stay in a certain block, or so.
So there definitely is turfs in this area.
Well, but it's not like turf and force.
Unspoken turf.
Yeah, but it's not like turf and force where they're going to come beat you up or something. Or you know, there's just no telling. Yeah, but it's individual and it's so on the fly you can't ever really tell.
All right, so now we're gonna run off into we're gonna run off into the living out here. So as you know, not too long ago we had a huge ice storm drop down as cold as you can get it, ice on all the trees. How did you survive that being out here?
Okay, when all that was going on, I remember I was with my associates and everything. I was seeing how they are doing it. You know, everybody's okay. What I can do to contribute, etc., etc. And then when I got, well, as it ended up, I ended up on this hill over here.
Yeah.
Where a buddy of mine just died or whatever, at his camp with him. And through the course of that, it was rough because the heat was limited and all that. You may at one point be relying on candles,
Yeah.
but you have to isolate an area to where that's even going to work. And he had a bunch of tears in his tent. And
Oh man.
my buddy's like half blind, and I woke up at one point and he's got my sleeping bag on fire. And, yeah.
That's a mess. That's a mess.
But yeah, I mean, you made it through. But that's all really, you know, you can have all the stuff in the world you want,
Yeah.
but the only real thing that's going to get you through it is how your mind is.
Right. For sure. 100%.
I mean, all the resources of the world ain't going to save you.
Yeah.
Only your mind's going to save you. And that's
So-
what I tried to encourage upon him and the other person, but you know, it's too much sometimes for some people. It's
So-
not prepared.
So when it comes to money, how do you make your money? Do you go out and fly a flag on occasion? Do you know, just get by anyway? How do you make the money that you need, other than like right here doing interviews?
Well, I'm saying it varies. Like I said, it could be anywhere from, like today, I wouldn't know till I started in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So you take
if-
it day by day, basically.
Well, in the end, it is really only day by day.
Yeah.
Like I said, stockpiling a bunch of stuff is not going to help you. It's going to create more problems.
Right.
So it's just to keep it as easy as possible.
If you're
without complication.
stockpiling food, do you see you get a problem with rats when they come in and start trying to get to your food?
Not really, because I know better to
Yeah.
know how to keep it. You know how to keep it. The one thing
Yeah.
you're going to learn is how to keep what you got.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so you know, cold and heat during the summer. I'm almost certain I know how you survive during the summer. You know, I mean that's just a given thing in Texas. Little clothes, sleeping outside, doing good. But in the cold, is it harder for you? Which season is harder as a homeless person to live through?
Man. Well, see, I don't know about that. I can't really say.
Yeah.
I usually like the summer and the heat and all that. I've always liked it, but this past year, I didn't seem to like it very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been here enough to know that that's going to happen, you know, but I can't really say. I don't know. Maybe the winter's probably the hardest, maybe. And it's only because you wear more things are. Everything's harder, of course, but.
Couple more questions for you. City-wise, the city of Austin is always talking about how great their homeless response is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me an estimate about how many times the city services has come out to check on you or offer you services?
Oh, I think it's on a monthly basis now.
Monthly, yeah. So
pretty
they
much.
are coming out and
Oh
offering
yeah.
services. Good deal.
Whether it's I think that's a city. It's either the city or it's a church. They're
One of the
Sunrise.
providers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they trying to get you to come with them and get out of here, or are
No,
they just trying to?
No, they're checking. You know, is their health is okay and there any
Good deal.
problems and stuff.
But in specific, like the city, have they came out and offered to take you to a shelter and get you into housing yet? Has that happened?
Nothing directly to me, but I've known it. You know, the process was going on with the
Right.
deals there, and I don't know. I guess I could have been present during one of those things or
Yeah.
whatever, but I said it's the choice. It's a choice.
And let me ask you this: not too long ago, there's a nonprofit here in Austin called Echo. They did what we call the point in time count, where they try to get an estimate on how many unsheltered folks there are.
Mm-hmm.
Did they come to you and count you?
No.
That's funny, you know, because every person I've talked to has never been counted. So I'm not sure how they're getting an accurate count. I'm just going to say that.
The
And
math.
I've talked to a lot of people.
That's the high math they're using.
It's some kind of math they're using. I'm not sure what it's some kind of Harry Potter. We're going to make up a number math. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. This is the end of the interview. Do you have any family that watch TV, watch the computer, YouTube, and all that?
I can't say that they've been big on as big as technology as I have. So, but yeah, I mean, they have cell phones and stuff.
Well, if
computers at the house.
if you wanted if they happen to come across this video, is there anything you want to say to anybody, any of your friends or family?
Well,
or
all my
anything?
friends and family that I love them and miss them. That would be it, I guess. That's it.
That
really.
you look like you're doing fine. You look like you're doing okay, right? You're
Yeah.
doing good. All right. Well, they did hook me up with their Cash App and Venmo, so we're going to be posting that down here below this video. If anybody out there would like to donate to this man, he desperately needs the help and would very much appreciate it. So if you feel it in your heart, hop down there and send him over some cash. I'm sure he'd appreciate just about whatever he can get. Sir, I thank you very much
Thank
for doing this interview with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.